Hi to all. Today we will discuss how to draw an epicycloid. Here I took one textbook question. So before discussing this, first let us take what is epicycloid. Here I will give one example of epicycloid. Let us take this is a curved surface. Okay, this surface is a curved surface. On it, let us take this is a circle. This circle is moving. Okay, so it is moving on the curved surface. Okay, let us assume here the initial point of the circle is, let us take this is the some P point. Okay, here I am marking one P point. So this P point is initially here on the curved surface. Now let us move this small circle in this direction. Okay, like this. So rotate this. So let us mark, let us take, so move the circle. So this point is coming here again on the curved surface. Just mark here. As I told, these marks are one complete rotation of this circle. Okay. Now if we are tracing this path of this P point, initially P point is here. Okay. If you are marking the path of this P point, let us assume after some time P point will move like this. It is moving here. I am marking this P point is here. Now it is moving like this. Now this P point is here. Okay. So like that, if you are marking all the P points, so if we join all this position of P points to the initial point and last point, we will get one path. Okay, roughly I am doing here. So this path is called epicycloid. So how can we define epicycloid? It is a path of this P point. Okay, path of the P point on the circumference of the circle when it is rotating on the curved surface for one complete revolution like this. Epicycloid means this curve name. Okay, it is a path of the P point. Where is the P point? On the circumference of the circle. So this is called epicycloid. For doing this epicycloid, we need this curved diameter. For any curve, we are taking either radius or diameter for marking this curve. We need one bigger diameter, one smaller diameter for the small circle. Okay, so we need two parameters for doing this epicycloid. Let us take the textbook question for doing this. Here, draw an epicycloid of a circle of diameter 50 mm. Okay, smaller circle diameter here I have marked, it is 50 mm, that is 5 cm. Which rolls outside a circle of diameter 180 mm. The bigger diameter is capital D I am taking, it is 18 cm. For one revolution, it is making one revolution, smaller circle. Also draw a tangent and normal to the epicycloid at a point 135 mm from the center of the directing circle. Here this is the given data, smaller circle diameter, bigger circle diameter. By taking this, first we will do the rough diagram of the epicycloid. Take one center, O as center. So this diameter is 180 mm. And what is the radius? Half in it, 90 mm or 9 centimeter. And what is the smaller radius? I am taking small r. So it is half of it in it. 25 mm is 2.5 centimeter. Okay. So here, take one center. Take the bigger radius by using compass, 9 centimeter. Just do an arc. Join, take any point, P point here. Join this to this. We have one formula for finding how much the circle is traveling for one revolution. So we are taking in terms of angle. Theta is equal to 360 degrees into small d by capital D. Okay, by using this formula we can find this angle. Okay, this arc length we can find. So it is 360 into 50 by small diameter. Capital diameter is 180. This angle is 100 degrees. Now here this is 100 degrees. First do this capital R radius 9 centimeter, one arc. From this line take 100 degrees, do this line. Okay, we will get this part for one revolution. After getting this part, here extend this line. On it do the smaller circle. How much smaller circle diameter? 50 mm. Starting point is here. Take 50 mm. Take center point. Do circle. Okay, this circle is making one complete revolution. So here, after getting this arc, as I told, circle is rotating on the curved surface like this. So center is also moving. Okay, complete circle is also moving like this. Okay, like this. Now extend up to this one revolution. First we will do this diagram with the help of instruments. After marking center, do the capital R, that is 9 centimeter line. So take 9 centimeter line at any direction. So by using scale, take 9 centimeter. So take 9 centimeter line. After getting this line, okay, take 100 degrees here. This line is the reference line. Okay, by using the protractor. So this is 90 and this is the 100. Join this point to center and do the line of this length, radius 9 centimeter. From this center, do the line of 9 centimeter in this direction. And give this name Q. End point is Q. After getting PQ, join PQ with the help of curve O as center by using compass. OP radius, join P to Q. Now after getting this arc, extend this line of the smaller diameter. Okay, this is the smaller diameter. How much this diameter? 50 mm. So on the same line, take 5 centimeter. So 5 centimeter here. Take the center point also on it, 2.5 centimeter. It is 5 here. Center point is C. Okay, 2.5. So mark the center here. Okay, now C as center, CP radius, do a circle. Now C as center, CP radius, do one circle here. After doing this, divide this smaller circle into 12 equal divisions. As we know, at the center angle is 360 degrees. So for dividing 360 degrees into 12 divisions, so 360 by 12, so we are getting 30 degrees each part is. Okay. By using the protractor, mark 30 degrees. Okay, so this is the diameter we did. So from it take 30 degrees. Next part is again 30 plus 30 means 60. Next part is 60 plus 90 means 60 plus 30 means 90. 90 plus 30 means 120. 120 plus 30 means 150. Okay, we have to join all these points to C. So take the first point, join with the C. Okay, join with C within the circle in this direction and extend this line this side also, because circle is symmetrical at the center about this axis. Okay. And take the next point, join this point to center. And next this point to center. Do within the circle, join with this point to center. And join this point to center. So these are the 12 equal divisions. Give the numbering for this. So this is a P point. Give the numbering for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last point P point we are taking, it is a 12th point also. Okay, just told this small circle is rolling on the bigger one. Okay, so like this. So centers are moving on the center curve and all these points are also moving. Okay, but the distances from the center is same. Okay, here and here and here, wherever the circle is coming, the distances from these points is constant. So take O as center. By using compass, shift all the points on the curve. Distance from this center point to all the points are constant. That's why do the arc with O as center. Okay. So here O as center. So already we did the arc at this point. Okay. So I will take the end point, 6th point. I will do one arc here. So here I will extend this line up to this last arc with the help of scale, so that it is the last line for complete one revolution. Now I extend this arc to this. So this is the last line or for one revolution, this P point will come at the Q. After getting this end point arc, okay, up to this last line, shift the center also, draw the center curve also. So on its center will move from C to C1, C to C3. This is the center arc. Now I will do at all the points. First I will take first point. 11 and 1 will pass through one point. So here we will get one arc. And then second point. For all the points, center is common. Okay, this is the center. 10 and 2 are passing through one curve. Next point is third one, O3 radius. Okay, 3 and 9 are passing through same curve. And next point is fourth one, O4 radius. Okay, 8 and 4 are passing through same curve. And then fifth point, next, O5 radius. Seven and 5 passing through same curve. After dividing this circle into 12 divisions, divide this path of the bigger circle into 12 divisions. As we know, we have calculated this angle is 100 degrees. Divide this 100 degrees into 12 equal divisions. Here do with calcium 100 divided by 12. It is getting 8.33. Okay, each part is 8.33. By using protractor, we can mark exactly 8 degrees. Here we can mark 8. But 8.33 means it is little difficult. That's why take approximately one value here. 8. After 8 some gap. Here 8 point, after 8 I have marked one point here. Just join this point to the center. Okay, and extend that line up to the main arc. So this is one part. So here second, third, fourth, like that we have to get 12 equal divisions. But here we can't get 8.3 correctly. By using trial and error method, we have to mark 8.3 here. So I got this portion. Take this portion by using compass and divide this into equal divisions. Okay. Let us see by using the trial and error method. So here I am taking this length. Okay. Now let us take, is it coming up to 12 divisions or not? Okay, here one already we did. Second, third, fourth. So from this side I will take fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th. So this should be the last part here, but here we are getting some gap. Okay, got it. Here this is a 12th part, but it is coming more length. That's why what I have to do means, for reducing this gap, I will take little more by using this gap. Okay, again I will redraw the arcs for getting the exact 12 divisions. Okay, so do with pencil, remove these arcs, previous arcs. Okay, this method we are calling it is trial and error method. Remove these arcs and remove this line also, just for removing the, and again redraw the arcs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 again we got less. That's it. Take the less radius. Again remove these arcs, previous arcs. Again redraw the arcs. 1. This time the arc should be between these two, previous arc and the last arc. This radius, divide this into first part, second part, third part, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, then this is the 12th part. So we got exact 12 equal divisions. Give the names for these intersection points. This first one is 1 dash, this is 2 dash, this is 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 8 dash, 9 dash, 10 dash, 11 dash. This is the 12 dash, and Q also. Okay, PQ is the path name. Okay, curve name. After getting these points, join all these points to the center and extend O1 dash line up to center arc, the arc which is passing through center. Okay, up to this arc, extend the lines. Okay, let us do by using scale. Similarly, join 2 dash and center and extend up to center arc. As I told, circle is moving like this. So here center is C1, next center is C2, like that. So the line passing through 1 dash, center point is C1, and the second line center point is C2, third line this point is C3, fourth line C4, fifth line C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, C11, C12. As I told, the gap between center and this P point, okay, it is constant. That is CP distance is constant. Take this radius. Take C1 center, draw an arc on the first curve, okay, which is passing through 1. And take same radius C2 center, draw an arc on the second line, second curve, which is passing through 2. Take the C3 center, draw an arc on the third arc, okay, which is passing through 3. Take C4 radius, take C4 center, draw an arc on the fourth curve, which is passing through 4. C5 center, draw an arc on the fifth arc, which is passing through 5. Same radius C6 center, draw an arc on the sixth curve, which is passing through 6. Similarly, C7, draw an arc on the seventh curve. This curve is passing through 7 and 5. Okay, and then C8 on the 8th curve. This is the 8th curve. Okay, do an arc. So C9 on the 9th curve, C10 on the 10th curve, 10 to this curve. Same radius C11 on the 11th line. Okay, this is the 11 and 1. Okay, after that C12, draw an arc on the last point. Okay, that is Q point or 12 dash points. So this is one point. Now for all these intersection points, give names. First arc and this small arc intersection point P1, and small arc and this second line, second curve intersection point is P2, and here this point is P3. This point is on the fourth one, P4. On the fifth line it is P5. On the sixth line it is P6. On the seventh line it is P7. On the eighth line it is P8. On the ninth line it is P9. On the 10th one it is P10. On the 11th one it is P11. This is P12. Now join all the P points through this initial point P and Q. You will get the epicycloid. Just join all the points with freehand curve. So this curve is called epicycloid. Make it into dark. So this is the epicycloid. For this curve, we have to draw tangent and normal. Okay, at a point 135 mm from the center of the directing circle. So center of the directing circle is bigger circle. Center O, that is O. From O to we have to take 1 point. Okay, it is 13.5 centimeter distance. Using compass, take 13.5 centimeter. Okay, so from directing circle center, take 1 point on it. Okay, just do an arc. The intersection point is it is the M point. Okay, this is the M point. After marking M point, take this radius by using the compass. Okay, so with M as center, just do an arc on the center arc, which is passing through all centers. Here we did 1 point. Take this point is some X point. Okay. Join this X to center of the directing circle. Take this point as N point. Join N and M. It is a normal to the curve. Take some length. Okay, I am giving this end point is N dash. N dash is the normal. As we know, tangent is perpendicular to the normal. For taking 90 degrees, take here 1 point. Join M and this point. It is a tangent to the curve. Give the name. This is T dash and T. And this angle is 90 degrees. So this is the epicycloid. It is the path of P point, where P is on the circumference of the circle. This P point is moving when the circle is making one complete revolution. And here mark the given dimension. The smaller diameter is 50 and the bigger circle radius is R, where R is radius. And then this gap from M to X distance is radius of the smaller circle, 25 mm. So this is the epicycloid. Cycloid video also we did in the last class. I will give the video link in description box. Please check it. Thank you for watching.